Hello there. I wanted to share with you some ideas I have about the next invention that I have in mind. And I just got off the phone with Andrea Antonello Nacci, the composer in Italy, and I ran these ideas by him, and he had some similar thoughts over the years. And so you know that I'm cutting with a lathe. You know about the sliders, the ERGO button, the air tightening. What is the next step? The next step would be resonance chambers for each 2-reed grouping or 4-reed grouping, different from the Passardo, but in some ways derivative. I think that the next move for me will be to try to find a Bridgeport mill and start cutting resonance chambers out of brass or aluminum to fit pre-existing harps like the Suzuki Fabulous, which is a great harp. And of course, David Deibel, who represents my instruments around the world, and he sells them at mastersofharmonica.com, has expressed great interest in this too. So the first stage in growth I see is the resonance chambered in the cover. These would be, shapes. Now, it is my opinion that the optimal shape for a resonance chamber is not a rectangle with smoothed edges, but instead half circle, or maybe oval, like a flugelhorn, if you did a section. Same in the comb, that half circle or elongated circle. And then, of course, if you do it in the comb, you do it in the cover. But I won't be making combs originally here. Initially, I'll just be making resonance covers. It's also true that the height of the mouthpiece affects tone, and the depth of the chamber itself affects tone, like an SCT 124 from Suzuki, which is their tremolo C solo tuned chromatic. He has almost twice as long a comb chamber. So, as you extend the harmonica longer, and it's a circle like an oboe, you might end up with a better tone. And I think that's what I want to experiment with, starting with just covers and then making an entire harp, making the comb and making the cover. But the first move would be resonance chambers for pre-existing harps, such as the Seidel Symphony, which is a marvelous harp. But if I could get a resonance chambered cover set on there, it would be very, very nice. It's going to be different from the Passardo. I have a different vision of what to do. But that's kind of where I see things going. The next invention I have in mind is I'd like to move towards an instrument that's more malleable in a chordal sense, that it can play major and minor chords in any key. And how to do that, I'd have to think about it. I mean, the Sheng does that to a certain extent, but they're not C solo tuned, which was the precursor to the harmonica. It's a Chinese instrument, ancient. So anyway, that's kind of what I see coming down the pike, and I just wanted to let you know about it. I'm trying to find a Bridgeport mill free. I've got somebody that can move it for free. I don't have much money, so I want to, do that at a very low cost. But I think that the resonance chambers can make a phenomenal improvement in the tone of the instrument and put on some of the best made harps in the world. Mr. Polestat, of course, is cutting out of sterling silver 12-holers, and I would picture a brass-reeded harp with a silver comb and silver covers to be an exquisite high-end instrument, but unfortunately those are very pricey materials to work with, silver. But a 16-holer or a 14-holer, I'd probably go 16 just so that people would have their notes. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking maybe is the next step. Maybe. Let me know what you think.